You all look fantastic, so it's amazing to be here for you. It's really true. I got awarded to be one of the boldest men in the fashion industry of this year. Why is it so important? Professionally, to wear fashion is not a big thing, but to go out every day and to flaunt a bold style sometimes really takes a lot of courage. And where the courage is made, we're going to look into the trends of 2018 spring and summer. I'm part of the team of Markus Salm. I've been his show producer for 12 years. And as you can imagine, Markus is really busy together with his brother, working his salon 365 days a year. So we sometimes team up and we look to the trends to develop our own signature style when we do shows worldwide. One of the fields we got to look into for 2018 spring summer is men's apparel, men's grooming. We're going to get to that in a minute. The must-have in men's apparel, the must-have in men's accessories, of course, and the must-have in men's footwear. Key trends, men's apparel. When we look at these looks, they're inspired, of course, by a lot of activity. It doesn't matter if it's outdoor, it doesn't matter if it's sports, it's just all about inspired by activity. And that explains these looks. You have convenience with a backpack, you have a print all over, you have new technologies in the fabrication of materials, and all that rounded up with an unusual combination of a style that's been around for a long time, but discovers like a new inspiration and interpretation. Color palette is very important, especially for hairdressers around the world. I was so free today to just go into my closet and pick something up that's going to reflect this color palette. We have this here, we have the purple, then I decided to wear denim. All these are very important when it comes to the big collections of the season, especially when we look at the new silhouettes, parachute parkas, high-tech wear. All these clothes that you see are really manufactured for activity, for travel, for leisure. And of course, what's going to happen is, after seeing skinny silhouettes for a long time with men, this is going to change. We're going to have a more slouchy appearance. Yep, men's grooming, the biggest role models in the world are the guys in sports, soccer, basketball, American football. And if you see what they wear while they play soccer, American football, anything else, this is harmless because they go a step further. And this is where the men get their inspiration from. So don't be surprised if you see more of unusual styles. And this is what we're going to have for this year. We have the braids have a major comeback. Colored hair ties, not just the braids, but to spike it up. This is inspired by the musical industry. And of course, beaded braids, just to be different and sport a different look. Then, of course, textural styles and delights are very important. Men start playing more. There's more possibility in products. Personally, and this is always a good thing to know, I have a friend that plasters his hair like this. I see him every day. It looks absolutely amazing. But these are the styles that you didn't see like 3-5 years ago. It was not possible. Band of spikes, of course, accessories for the head. Then the just washed look. How many times do you remember that you see the big guys in the sports being influencers around the world, just coming out doing interviews with freshly washed hair? This is what it's based on. And one of the highlights that I love, red is coming back in a major way. Now, us working in show productions, what we have seen is that the models flock around the world, and based on their personal heritage, they bring styles into the fashion world. Now you see all these corkscrew curls? 3 years ago, the Brazilians appeared, the models brought these looks because they're based on a natural heritage. When you see the beach waves and the windswept, these are very similar, but they're inspired by, you know, men practicing sports. One of the models that you saw on the show today is a passionate surfer. He surfs about 10 months a year. So what he does, he really wears his hair free, and these are the styles inspired by these young guys. Men's must-haves in men's apparel. Just go to the next slide. One of the biggest must-haves for men, and it's been coming for years. It's one in all. The bags get bigger and bigger. This is moderate. I picked this up in Tokyo just because it's empty. It's an accessory. I don't use it for anything else but maybe my iPad or maybe my wallet. But then again, I never put it in because I never find it again. It's so big. So one of the things that we have to look in is the different silhouettes. We're getting ready for detailed utility jackets, of course, inspired by a lot of activity. These jackets are inspired by sportswear. Slouchy suits, I just got to that a minute ago. We're going to have wider silhouettes coming. Everything is going to be more comfortable. It's going to be more of a shell to feel comfortable. lightweight statement coats. If I would give you this coat, it weighs nothing. This is possibly because there's been major developments in the textile industry, and of course parachute parkas. Now this is something that I like very much, but you really have to sport the look, and you have to be bold wearing it with a checkboard or in bright colors. Shoulders, drop shoulder sweats. The ladies remember the egg shapes. This is coming now for the guys, where the shoulders go lower and lower and lower and lower. And quirky stripe pullovers inspired by an all-American way of living, very casual, very easygoing. Zip tops, just because you can pull a classical style that's very geometric and graphic into something lighter, because it's just gonna enhance the way it feels and it looks. And of course, print all over in an abstract print. The fashion is picking up on the current inspiration from contemporary art. Talking about trousers, balloon pants. We started with the blousons like 2-3 years ago. Of course, the pants have to follow. Comfortable with the comfort to wearing it. Side stripe pants inspired, of course, by athletics, and boxy shorts for summertime. If you go back like 10 years, we had the cargo pants. So I think this is another way of the fashion of bringing back that shape. And actually, I've seen it already. I have a couple of pair. The fit is getting wider and wider and wider. So this is going to be an interesting summer for us. Let's talk about more accessories. I brought you, of course, a large neckerchief. It's also lightweight, but it's really nice to top looks off. We got the leather cuffs. I found one in my styling drawer. The bags I went to already. Waist packs are coming back. I'm not sure if I'm going to follow this path especially. And we got slim Wayfarer for to enhance the sunglasses, and a plain black tie will always work, because men are not only active, sometimes they go to dinners, and sometimes they're invited to a traditional get-together, and this will always work. Talking about shoes, I today picked a sneaker, which is a major influence on the fashion world. Wrestling boots. For me, they have the origin in the Brazilian, Mexican background. They appeared almost like 8-7 years ago, but sometimes, just like a flock of birds, it takes time before it's becoming a mainstream trend. Then rubber wrap plimsoll. Some of you will remember this from going hiking or fishing. These are the looks that the fire marshals used to wear when they were heavy boots. And we got futuristic high tops. This is going more in a development state. When you talk about Y3, Adidas, Puma, all that kind of stuff, they really experiment with a lot of shapes and a lot of materials. Espadrille is a classic. I bought my first pair in leather last year for in a male's collection, which was absolutely amazing, and I have a hard time taking them off. But you see it's getting bolder and bolder and bolder. And of course, the trekking sandal in a new variation, of course, in new colors and new shapes. And this is anything that I could tell you. It's been a pleasure to be here. Please enjoy the night. Thank you.